Daddy, why does Mommy kiss Mr. Derek when you're at work? The words hang in the air of St. Catherine's Cathedral like incense that's turned toxic. 200 guests freeze mid-conversation. Champagne flutes suspended between table and lips. The baptismal candle still burns on the altar, its flame casting shadows across 5-year-old Emma's innocent face as she tugs on her father's sleeve, waiting for an answer to her question that's just shattered the silence of her own baptism reception. Michael Harrison feels the world tilt. His daughter stands there in her white christening gown, the one Sarah spent 3 months choosing, the one that cost more than their first car payment. The same Sarah who now stands 10 feet away, her face draining of color like someone pulled a plug. "Emma, sweetheart?" Michael's voice comes out steady, though his hands shake as he kneels to his daughter's level. "Why don't you go show Grandma your new coloring book?" "But Daddy, you didn't answer." "Go on, baby, please." The crowd parts as Michael's mother swoops in, gathering Emma with practiced grace. Conversations resume in desperate whispers, but nobody's leaving, not when the show's just starting. Sarah's parents hover near the exit, her mother's hand pressed to her mouth. Even Father Martinez has stopped mid-blessing, his hand still raised. "Outside, now." Michael doesn't look at Sarah as he speaks. Can't. If he looks at her, he might believe whatever lies she's preparing behind those green eyes he's loved for 7 years. The June heat hits them like a wall as they exit through the side door. The church parking lot stretches empty except for the occasional car passing on Riverside Drive. Sarah's heels click against asphalt, that same sound that used to announce her coming home to him. Michael, she's confused. Kids say things. Don't. The word cuts her off. "Our daughter just asked me, in front of God and everyone we know, about you kissing our neighbor. So, you're going to tell me the truth, or I'm walking back in there and asking Emma for more details." Sarah's mouth opens, closes. She looks like a fish drowning in air. And for a moment, Michael remembers teaching her to fish on their honeymoon, how she had insisted on throwing back everything they caught. "We don't hurt things we don't have to," she'd said. The memory tastes like ash. It isn't what Emma thinks she saw. What did Emma see, Sarah? Nothing? She saw nothing because nothing happened. But her voice cracks on nothing, and her hand goes to her phone in her purse. That nervous tell he knows from 7 years of marriage, 4 years of dating before that. A lifetime of believing he knew this woman. A text buzzes on his own phone. Jake, his best friend since college. Check your Ring app, Michael. June 15th, 2:47 p.m. Michael's stomach drops. They'd installed the Ring doorbell after a package theft last Christmas. Sarah had insisted on the one with the premium recordings features. "For Emma's safety," she'd said. The irony tastes metallic. "I need to check something." He pulls out his phone, thumb finding the Ring app with muscle memory. Sarah steps forward. "Michael, wait. Stay there." The app loads. June 15th, last Tuesday. He had been at the office preparing for the Peterson merger. Emma at day camp, Sarah supposedly at her book club. 2:47 p.m. appears in the timeline. He taps it. The video loads in painful HD clarity. There's Sarah in the sundress he'd complimented that morning, the yellow one with tiny flowers. She's at their front door, but she's not alone. Derek Walsh from 2 houses down stands close, too close, his hand on her waist. They're talking, laughing. Then Sarah reaches up, pulls him down, and Michael's phone slips from his hand, clatters on the asphalt. The video keeps playing from the ground, tinny voices carrying up. "Michael," Sarah's voice sounds far away. "Michael, I can explain." He retrieves the phone with mechanical movements, swipes to another date. June 8th, June 1st, May 27th, more videos, more Derek, more touches, kisses, her giving him something, a key. How long? The question comes out calm, which surprises him. Inside, his chest feels like someone's reaching through his ribs, squeezing his heart with frozen fingers. It doesn't matter how long. Sarah wraps her arms around herself despite the heat. Since Emma's birthday party, March, 3 months, 12 weeks, 90 days of lies served with breakfast, kisses goodbye that meant nothing, I love yous that were counterfeit. That's not the only video, brother. Jake's voice makes them both jump. He's standing by the church door, phone in his hand. My ring caught them too, different angle. April 3rd, they were in your backyard. The motion sensor. Stop. Michael holds up his hand. Just stop. But Jake steps closer, and Michael sees it in his friend's face. The rage that Michael can't feel yet. The protective fury of someone who stood as his best man, who'd warned him about rushing into marriage at 23, who'd been wrong then, but might be right now. Emma's been staying with us some afternoons, remember? When Sarah had her appointments? My daughter Lily told me Emma's been talking about Mommy's friend who brings presents. I didn't think... Christ, Michael, I'm sorry. Sarah's composure finally cracks. It's not what you think. Derek and I were just... June 15th wasn't the first time. Michael's voice sounds robotic, like he's reading a police report. Our daughter has been watching you betray our family for months. She's been carrying this secret because even at 5 years old, she knew something was wrong. Daddy, Emma's voice cuts through everything. She's standing at the church door, Michael's mother behind her. The white baptism gown makes her look like a tiny angel, if angels could break your heart with confusion in their eyes. Grandma says we're leaving, but we haven't had cake. You promised we'd have cake. Michael walks to his daughter, kneels again. Behind him, he hears Sarah start to follow, then stop. We'll have cake at home, sweetheart. Just you and me and Grandma. Would you like that? Emma nods, then looks past him at Sarah. Is Mommy coming? Mommy needs to stay here for a bit. Is it because of what I said about Mr. Derek? Emma's bottom lip trembles. I'm sorry, Daddy. I wasn't supposed to tell. The words hit like physical blows. Wasn't supposed to tell. Someone, Sarah or Derek or both, had coached his 5-year-old to keep secrets. The kind of secrets that grow in the dark and poison everything they touch. Emma, baby, look at me. He waits until her brown eyes, his eyes, thank God, not Sarah's green, meet his. You did nothing wrong, nothing. Sometimes adults make mistakes and kids see things they shouldn't have to see. But telling the truth is never wrong. Do you understand? Did Mommy make a mistake? Michael glances back at Sarah, who's crying now, mascara running in black rivers down her cheeks. For a moment, she looks like the girl he married, 23 and scared, but determined to build a life together. That girl is gone, maybe never existed. Yes, baby, Mommy made a mistake. Can she say sorry and fix it? Like when I broke Lily's doll and we glued it back? Some things can't be fixed with glue, Emma. He picks her up, her weight familiar and grounding. She smells like baby shampoo and the vanilla cookies they'd served at the reception. His mother takes his elbow, steering them toward the parking lot. Behind them, Sarah calls his name once, twice, then silence. In the car, Emma falls asleep against her grandmother's shoulder before they reach the first traffic light. Michael drives on autopilot, muscle memory navigating the streets he's driven for 5 years since they bought the house. The house where Derek Walsh had a key. The house with the Ring doorbell that recorded everything. His phone buzzes. Sarah, please come home so we can talk. Then another. It's not what you think. Another. Michael, please, I love you. At a red light, he blocks her number. When they reach the house, their house, his house now, he supposes, Michael parks but doesn't get out. The Ring doorbell stares at him like an unblinking eye. How many times had he walked past it, oblivious? How many recorded betrayals had he missed? I'll take Emma inside, his mother says softly. You take your time. He sits in the driveway for 20 minutes, engine off, Texas heat baking through the windshield. Finally, He opens the Ring app again, scrolls back further. May, April, March. The videos pile up like evidence in a case he never wanted to try. Sarah and Derek. Sometimes just talking, sometimes kissing. Once, Derek's hand disappearing under her skirt as she laughs. In one video from early April, he hears Emma's voice from inside. "Mommy, I'm hungry." Sarah calls back. "Just a minute, baby. Mommy's talking to a friend." The timestamp shows 2:15 p.m. Emma's snack time. Their daughter was hungry while Sarah stood on their porch, Derek's tongue in her mouth. Michael gets out of the car, walks to the front door. The Ring doorbell activates, recording him as he enters his home. He wonders what his face looks like in this moment, if the camera can capture the exact second a marriage ends. Inside, Emma's voice carries from the kitchen. "Grandma, why was everyone upset at church?" "Sometimes grown-ups have complicated feelings, sweetheart." "Is it because Mommy loves Mr. Derek more than Daddy?" The silence stretches so long, Michael thinks his mother won't answer. Then, "No, baby. It's because sometimes people forget that love means choosing the same person every day, not just once in a church." Michael walks toward the kitchen, but stops at the hallway table. Their wedding photo sits there, Sarah radiant in white, him looking at her like she hung the moon. Next to it, a newer photo from Emma's birthday party in March. Sarah's smiling, but now he sees it. The distance in her eyes, the way she's leaning slightly away from him. Had Derek been at that party? Michael tries to remember, but can't place faces anymore. Everything before today feels like a movie he watched once, but can't quite recall. "Daddy?" Emma runs to him as he enters the kitchen. Grandma's making special hot chocolate even though it's hot outside. She says sometimes we need warm things when we feel cold inside. Do you feel cold inside? Yeah, baby, I do. Is it because of Mommy and Mr. Derek? Because I saw them hugging a lot, and sometimes they would kiss like you. And Mommy used to kiss but different, because Mommy would laugh after, and she doesn't laugh when you kiss her anymore. And, Emma," his mother's voice is gentle but firm, "why don't you show Daddy the picture you drew at Sunday school?" Emma brightens, runs to her backpack. "I drew our family, but I drew Mr. Derek too because he's always here. Should I erase him? I can erase him if you want." She holds up the drawing, 5 stick figures, Michael and Sarah, Emma in the middle, his mother to one side, and there, Derek standing next to Sarah. In a child's innocent logic, she'd drawn what she saw, the man who'd become part of their routine, their life, their family dysfunction. "When did you draw this, sweetheart?" "Last week," Ms. Jennifer said to draw the people we see most. Emma's face falls. "Did I do it wrong?" "No, you did it perfectly." He takes the drawing, studies it. Even in crayon, Emma had captured something. The way Derek stands closer to Sarah than Michael does. The way Sarah's stick figure smile aims at Derek, not her husband. "Can I keep this?" "Really? You want it?" "I want all your drawings, Emma. Do you have more?" She nods enthusiastically. "In my room, I have a whole folder. Some are of Mommy and Mr. Derek in the garden, and some are of when they watched movies while you were at work. And one is of the time Mr. Derek helped Mommy with her zipper, and—" "Why don't you go get them all?" his mother interrupts. "Daddy would love to see your art." Emma races off, footsteps thundering up the stairs. In the silence that follows, Michael's mother places a mug of hot chocolate in front of him. "I should have said something," she says quietly. "I suspected, but without proof." "How long have you known?" "I didn't know. But at Easter dinner, the way she kept checking her phone, smiling at texts, the new clothes, the gym membership she never used but left for, the way she'd drop Emma off with me more often." She sits across from him. "I'm sorry, Michael. You deserved better. Emma deserves better." What do I tell her? How do I explain that Mommy chose someone else over our family? You don't. Not yet. You protect her from adult failures as long as you can. His mother reaches across the table, takes his hand. But first, you need to decide what you're going to do. California's a no-fault divorce state, but with evidence of adultery and impact on Emma, you've been researching since Easter, just in case. She squeezes his hand. The Hendersons' daughter is a family lawyer, Patricia Chen. She's excellent and discreet. The doorbell rings. Not the ring, the actual doorbell. They both freeze. Then Michael's phone buzzes with the ring notification. He looks at the app. Sarah stands at the door. She's changed out of her church dress into jeans and the Columbia Law sweatshirt he'd bought her when she talked about going back to school. Her face is washed clean of makeup, eyes swollen. She looks young and lost, and nothing like the woman kissing Derek in all those videos. "I'll get Emma," his mother says, standing. "Keep her upstairs." Michael opens the door but doesn't invite her in. Sarah starts to speak, stops, starts again. "I know you hate me right now." "I don't hate you." The truth of it surprises him. "I don't feel anything." That's worse. She wraps her arms around herself. "Can I come in? It's my house too." "Is it? Because you gave Derek a key." She flinches. He needed to check on something while we were out." "Stop lying. Just stop." "Emma's drawn pictures, Sarah. Pictures of you and Derek. Our 5-year-old has been documenting your affair in crayon." "Daddy, I found them." Emma's voice carries from inside. "I have 17 drawings. Grandma's helping me put them in order by when I made them." Sarah's face crumples. "Please, Michael, let me ease, because sometimes people forget that love means choosing the same person every day, not just once in a church." Michael walks toward the kitchen, but stops at the hallway table. Their wedding photo sits there, Sarah radiant in white, him looking at her like she hung the moon. Next to it, a newer photo from Emma's birthday party in March. Sarah's smiling, but now he sees it, the distance in her eyes, the way she's leaning slightly away from him. Had Derek been at that party? Michael tries to remember, but can't place faces anymore. Everything before today feels like a movie he watched once, but can't quite recall. "Daddy!" Emma runs to him as he enters the kitchen. "Grandma's making special hot chocolate even though it's hot outside. She says sometimes we need warm things when we feel cold inside." "Do you feel cold inside?" "Yeah, baby, I do." "Is it because of Mommy and Mr. Derek?" "Because I saw them hugging a lot, and sometimes they would kiss like you and Mommy used to kiss, but different. Because Mommy would laugh after, and she doesn't laugh when you kiss her anymore, and..." "Emma." His mother's voice is gentle but firm. "Why don't you show Daddy the picture you drew at Sunday school?" Emma brightens, runs to her backpack. "I drew our family, but I drew Mr. Derek too because he's always here. Should I erase him? I can erase him if you want." She holds up the drawing. 5 stick figures. Michael and Sarah, Emma in the middle, his mother to one side, and there, Derek standing next to Sarah. In a child's innocent logic, she'd drawn what she saw. The man who'd become part of their routine, their life, their family dysfunction. "When did you draw this, sweetheart?" "Last week, Ms. Jennifer said to draw the people we see most." Emma's face falls. "Did I do it wrong?" "No, you did it perfectly." He takes the drawing, studies it. Even in crayon, Emma had captured something, the way Derek stands closer to Sarah than Michael does. The way Sarah's stick figure smile aims at Derek, not her husband. "Can I keep this?" "Really? You want it?" "I want all your drawings, Emma. Do you have more?" She nods enthusiastically. "In my room. I have a whole folder. Some are of Mommy and Mr. Derek in the garden, and some are of when they watched movies while you were at work, and one is of the time Mr. Derek helped Mommy with her zipper, and..." "Why don't you go get them all?" his mother interrupts. "Daddy would love to see your art." Emma races off, footsteps thundering up the stairs. In the silence that follows, Michael's mother places a mug of hot chocolate in front of him. "I should have said something," she says quietly. "I suspected, but without proof. How long have you known?" I didn't know. But at Easter dinner, the way she kept checking her phone, smiling at texts, the new clothes, the gym membership she never used but left for, the way she'd drop Emma off with me more often. She sits across from him. I'm sorry, Michael. You deserved better. Emma deserves better. What do I tell her? How do I explain that Mommy chose someone else over our family? You don't. Not yet. You protect her from adult failures as long as you can. His mother reaches across the table, takes his hand. But first, you need to decide what you're going to do. California's a no-fault divorce state, but with evidence of adultery and impact on Emma, you've been researching since Easter, just in case. She squeezes his hand. The Hendersons' daughter is a family lawyer, Patricia Chen. She's excellent and discreet. The doorbell rings, not the ring, the actual doorbell. They both freeze. Then Michael's phone buzzes with the ring notification. He looks at the app. Sarah stands at the door. She's changed out of her church dress into jeans and the Columbia Law sweatshirt he'd bought her when she talked about going back to school. Her face is washed clean of makeup, eyes swollen. She looks young and lost, and nothing like the woman kissing Derek in all those videos. I'll get Emma, his mother says, standing. Keep her upstairs. Michael opens the door but doesn't invite her in. Sarah starts to speak, stops, starts again. I know you hate me right now. I don't hate you. The truth of it surprises him. I don't feel anything. That's worse. She wraps her arms around herself. Can I come in? It's my house too. Is it? Because you gave Derek a key. She flinches. He needed to check on something while we were out. Stop lying. Just stop. Emma's drawn pictures, Sarah. Pictures of you and Derek. Our 5-year-old has been documenting your affair in crayon. Daddy, I found them! Emma's voice carries from inside. I have 17 drawings. Grandma's helping me put them in order by when I made them. Sarah's face crumples. Please, Michael, let me explain. Let me see her. Daddy, look. This one's from April when Mommy and Mr. Derek had a picnic in the backyard. But you were at work, so you missed it. Each word from Emma is another nail. Sarah covers her mouth, shoulders shaking. She gave him our house key. The drawings spread across Patricia Chen's conference table like evidence in a murder trial. 17 pieces of construction paper, dated in Emma's careful printing, each one a window into what Michael had missed while building his career, while trusting his wife, while sleeping next to a stranger. Your daughter's quite the artist, Patricia says, photographing each drawing with clinical precision, and quite observant. This one from April 23rd shows remarkable detail. Michael looks at the picture she's indicating. Emma had drawn Sarah and Derek sitting on the couch, watching TV. But it's the small details that destroy him. Sarah's head on Derek's shoulder, his arm around her. Emma herself in the corner of the page, separated, watching from the stairs. She was documenting her own abandonment. The words come out hollow. Patricia Chen doesn't offer false comfort. That's why his mother recommended her. She treats divorce like surgery, precise and necessary, and without unnecessary sentiment. Her office on the 32nd floor overlooks Austin's downtown, the Capitol building distant and hazy in the afternoon heat. The Ring doorbell footage is compelling, but these drawings establish pattern and impact on the child. Emma's testimony, if it comes to that. No, I won't put her through that. You might not have a choice. Texas is a community property state, but adultery can affect custody arrangements, especially with evidence of emotional impact on the child. Patricia pulls up something on her laptop. I need you to look at your financial statements. Has Sarah made any unusual purchases or withdrawals recently? Michael pulls out his phone, logs into their banking app. He'd always handled the finances. Sarah said numbers made her head hurt. Another lie, probably. She'd balanced her parents' books through college. The transactions load. June, normal. May, normal. April. There, Patricia points at the screen. April 18th, $1,200 at the Hilton downtown. We didn't stay at any hotel in April. Keep looking. March 30th, $800 at Victoria's Secret. April 5th, $600 at a jewelry store he doesn't recognize. April 12th, was $1,500 cash withdrawal. April 26th, another hotel, the Marriott. May brings more of the same. Hotels, lingerie, restaurants he's never been to. Michael, she opened a separate bank account. The words don't register at first. Patricia turns her laptop toward him, shows him a screenshot from a banking website. My investigator found this. Account opened March 15th in Sarah's name only. She's been depositing cash, small amounts, but consistent. Current balance is over $8,000. $8,000? Where did she get? He stops, thinks. Their tax refund was $9,000. She'd said she'd put it toward Emma's college fund. She's been planning this, Michael. This isn't a momentary lapse or a mistake. This is systematic deception. His phone buzzes, Jake calling. Michael excuses himself, steps into the hallway. Mike, you need to come home. Derek's wife is at your house, Jennifer. Christ, she's got recordings. Recordings? From their car? She put a voice-activated recorder under the seat months ago. She suspected, too. Man, the things on these recordings. You need to hear them yourself. Michael looks back through the glass door at Patricia, who's still methodically photographing Emma's drawings. Each image another piece of evidence, another proof of betrayal, another reason his daughter will grow up in a broken home. I'll be there in 20. The drive home feels like swimming through thick air. Every red light gives him too much time to think. At one intersection, he sees a young couple in the car next to him, laughing, the woman's hand on the man's thigh. Michael wonders if they're real, or if she's performing, if he's oblivious, if someone somewhere is documenting their lies too. Jennifer Walsh sits on his front steps, looking like she hasn't slept in days. She's holding a small digital recorder and a manila envelope. Her teenage son, Brian, stands by their car, earbuds in, deliberately not looking at anyone. I'm sorry to ambush you, she says as Michael approaches. But when I heard what happened at the church, I thought you should know you're not crazy. You're not imagining things. I have video evidence. I'm not imagining anything. You have video of them at your door. I have audio of them in his car, and photos. She holds up the envelope. From his phone. He doesn't know I cloned it. Michael's mother appears at the door. Emma's napping. You should take this inside. The living room feels like a crime scene. Jennifer sits on the edge of the sofa Sarah picked out, the one Derek had probably sat on while Michael was at work. The recorder sits on the coffee table like a tiny bomb. The first recording is from March 20th, Jennifer says, 5 days after Emma's birthday party. She presses play. Derek's voice fills the room, casual and confident. She's prettier than you described. Sarah's laugh, the one Michael fell in love with. Stop it, someone will see. Your husband's at work. He's always at work. He's a good man. Good men are boring. Derek. The sound of kissing. Michael's stomach turns. I can't keep doing this, Sarah's voice, but unconvincing. Yes, you can. You want to. You came to me, remember? I was drunk at Emma's party. I was upset because Michael forgot it was also our anniversary, and I remembered. I brought you flowers. I noticed you. More kissing, then Sarah. What about Jennifer? What about her? She's had 3 affairs. I'm just evening the score. Jennifer pauses the recording. That's a lie. I've never cheated. But he tells every woman that so they don't feel guilty. Every woman? Sarah's not his first. She's his 4th since we moved to this neighborhood 2 years ago. Jennifer pulls photos from the envelope, screenshots of texts. The Patterson's nanny, the woman who runs the yoga studio on 6th Street, the dental hygienist from his office. Michael stares at the photos. Text from Sarah to Derek. Miss you already. Can't wait for Tuesday. Michael has a conference call at 2. There's more. Jennifer says, from April 3rd. This one's harder to hear. She presses play again. Sarah's voice, Emma almost caught us yesterday. So, she's 5, Derek. She doesn't understand. Maybe it's time she did. Maybe it's time to stop pretending. I'm not leaving Michael. Then what are we doing? I don't know. I'm happy when I'm with you. You make me feel seen. Your husband doesn't see you. He sees a wife, a mother, a role. You see Sarah. I see a lot more than that. Derek's voice drops lower. I see what you look like when... Jennifer fast forwards. There's 40 minutes of that. But listen to this part. Sarah's voice again. I took money from the tax refund. For what? In case I need to leave. In case he finds out. In case you choose me. I can't choose you, Derek. Emma needs stability. Emma needs honesty. Kids know when their parents are unhappy. I'm not unhappy. I'm just bored. Say it. You're bored with your perfect husband and your perfect house and your perfect life. That's not... I have audio recordings from their car. The recording stops. Michael realizes he's been holding his breath. There are 12 more recordings, Jennifer says. Each one worse than the last. In the May 15th one, she tells him she loves him. Stop. Michael's mother's voice cuts through. That's enough. He doesn't need to hear more. Actually, I do. Michael's surprised by his own voice, how steady it sounds. I need to hear her say it. Jennifer finds the file. May 15th, 2 months into the affair. Sarah's voice, breathy and soft. I love you. Derek, no, you don't. I do. I know it's wrong, but I do. You love the idea of me, the escape I represent. Don't minimize my feelings. I'm not. I'm being realistic. You love your husband. You're just not in love with him anymore. How can you say that? Because if you weren't in love with him at all, this wouldn't feel so forbidden. And if it wasn't forbidden, it wouldn't be so exciting. Silence. Then Sarah. I hate that you're right. I'm always right. That's why you keep coming back. I keep coming back because you're the only person who doesn't expect me to be perfect. Your husband expects perfection? He expects consistency, reliability, the same Sarah every day. And what do I expect? Nothing. Everything. You just want me. Michael turns away from the recorder. Through the window, he can see Emma's swing set in the backyard. He'd built it last summer, Sarah holding the instructions, Emma dancing around them with excitement. Had she already been bored then? Already looking for an escape? There's one more thing, Jennifer says quietly. From June 10th, 5 days ago. She plays it. Sarah. My period's late. The words hang in the air like a poison. Derek. How late? 2 weeks. Have you taken a test? I'm scared to. It could be Michael's. We haven't, not since April. He's been too tired, too stressed with work. So if you're pregnant, it's yours. The recording ends. The room fills with a silence so complete Michael can hear his own heartbeat, can hear Emma stirring upstairs, can hear the world continuing to turn even though his has stopped. She's pregnant, Michael, but not with yours. His mother's hand finds his shoulder. Jennifer gathers her recordings, her evidence, her own suitcase of betrayal. I'm filing tomorrow, she says. Derek doesn't know yet. I wanted to warn you because once I file, he'll tell Sarah, and she'll know you know everything. Does Brian know? Michael asks, thinking of the teenager waiting in the car. He figured it out months ago. Kids always know. They're just waiting for adults to catch up. After Jennifer leaves, Michael sits with his mother in the kitchen while Emma continues napping. The house feels different now, contaminated. Every surface Derek might have touched, every room where they might have... Stop, his mother says. Stop torturing yourself with scenarios. She might be carrying his child, and if she is, that's her burden, not yours. Emma will have a half-sibling she didn't ask for. Emma will have a father who fought for her, who chose her, who didn't leave. His mother pulls out her phone. Patricia Chen can see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. She says with the recordings and the evidence of pregnancy from an affair, you have grounds for an at-fault divorce, better settlement, better custody arrangement. I don't care about money. You will when you're raising Emma alone. The front door opens. They both tense, but it's Jake's voice that calls out, Mike, you home? He enters the kitchen carrying a bag of takeout. Figured you haven't eaten? Chinese? Emma's favorite? She's asleep. Then more for us. Jake starts unpacking containers. Jennifer came by my place after she left here. Played me some of the recordings. Jesus, Mike. Don't. I'm not pitying you. I'm angry for you. We all are. Tom, Steve, the whole poker crew. Tom's wife saw Sarah at CVS yesterday buying pregnancy tests, plural. Michael's phone buzzes. Sarah again from a different number. Please, I need to explain. It's not what the recordings make it sound like. He shows it to Jake, who takes the phone and types, the recordings speak for themselves. Communicate through lawyers from now on. Jake, you wouldn't send it, but it needs sending. Jake hits send, then blocks the new number too. You're too nice, Mike. Always have been. It's why she thought she could do this, and you'd forgive her. Maybe I would have, before Emma. Before knowing Emma was watching it all, absorbing it all. Daddy? Emma's voice from the doorway. She's clutching her favorite stuffed rabbit, hair messy from sleep. I smell Chinese food. Hey, princess? Michael forces a smile. Uncle Jake brought dinner. Emma climbs into his lap, still warm and soft from sleep. Is Mommy coming home for dinner? Not tonight, baby. Is she with Mr. Derek? The adults exchange glances. Emma doesn't wait for an answer. I don't like when she's with Mr. Derek. He told me I couldn't tell you about their sleepovers. Michael's blood turns cold. Sleepovers? When you went to Dallas last month, Mr. Derek had a sleepover here. Mommy said it was because his house was being painted, but I looked and his house wasn't a different color. Jake's knuckles are white as he grips the counter. Michael's mother closes her eyes. Emma? Michael keeps his voice gentle. Did Mr. Derek stay in the guest room? Emma shakes her head. He stayed in your room. I know because I had a bad dream and went to find Mommy, but Mr. Derek was there, and he said go back to bed and Mommy didn't even wake up. Did this happen more than once? I don't know. Maybe. Sometimes I wake up and Mr. Derek's car is outside. She brightens. But I drew pictures. Want to see? I drew one of Mr. Derek's car in our driveway. She scrambles down, runs toward her room. Michael looks at Jake, at his mother, sees his own rage reflected back. In your bed, Jake says quietly, while Emma was in the house. If you need to hit something, his mother says calmly. There's wood in the garage that needs splitting. Michael stands, heads for the garage. Behind him, he hears Emma returning. Hears his mother redirecting her to dinner. Hears Jake making her laugh with a story about unicorns and dragons. They're protecting her, creating a buffer while he falls apart in private. The garage smells like motor oil and cut grass. The axe hangs on its usual hook. Michael's father had taught him to split wood when he was 12, after his parents' divorce. Sometimes, his dad had said, you need to break things that are meant to be broken, so you don't break things that should stay whole. Michael swings the axe. The wood splits clean. He sets another piece, swings again, and again, and again, until his shoulders burn and his hands blister, and the rage has somewhere to go, besides toward the woman who brought another man into their bed, their home, their daughter's safe space. When he finally stops, drenched in sweat, Jake's standing in the doorway. Feel better? No. Good means you're human. Come on. Emma's asking for you. She wants to show you her new drawing from today. Inside, Emma's at the kitchen table with markers spread everywhere. She's drawing another family portrait, but this time it's just 3 figures, Michael, herself, and her grandmother. Where's Mommy? He asks. Emma looks up, considers. She's not in this picture. This is the people who stay. Michael's mother meets his eyes over Emma's head. Sometimes children understand more than we think. Sometimes they're already adapting while adults are still processing. I like this picture, Michael says. Can I keep it? You want all my pictures? Emma seems amazed. Even the ones with Mr. Derek? Especially those. They're important. Why? Because you drew them, and everything you create is important to me. Emma beams, returns to her drawing, adding a sun in the corner. A yellow sun with rays extending to each figure, except the empty space where Sarah should be. Michael's phone buzzes. Patricia Chen. Emergency injunction filed. Sarah cannot remove Emma from state or liquidate assets. Temporary custody order in your favor. She'll be served tomorrow. Tomorrow. Less than 24 hours before Sarah knows the legal machinery has started. Before she realizes the recordings exist, the evidence is compiled, the drawings dated and documented. Michael, his mother says quietly, there's something else. Sarah's mother called. She's known about Derek for weeks. The betrayal spreads like ripples. She knew? Sarah told her in May, asked for advice. Her mother told her to be discreet, to wait until Emma was older. His mother's jaw tightens. She knew at Emma's dance recital, sat next to us knowing. Michael thinks of the recital 2 weeks ago, how Sarah's parents had seemed distant, how her mother had avoided his eyes. They'd known their daughter was destroying his marriage and said nothing. Everyone knew except me. Not everyone, but enough. His mother squeezes his shoulder. The neighbors, some of the school parents, people talk, Michael. They just didn't talk to you. He wants to feel humiliated, but all he feels is tired, bone deep, soul deep tired. Daddy, Emma tugs his sleeve. Can we have ice cream? Mommy always says no ice cream after Chinese food, but you make the rules now, right? Yeah, baby, I make the rules now. As he scoops chocolate ice cream into Emma's favorite bowl, the one with unicorns on it, his phone buzzes again. Another unknown number. This time, it's a voice message. He listens to it while Emma eats her ice cream, chattering to Jake about her day camp art project. Sarah's voice slurred. I'm pregnant, Michael. 8 weeks. I know it's Derek's. I know you know. I'm so sorry. I'm keeping it. I don't expect anything from you. I wanted you to hear it from me, not from lawyers or gossip. You deserve that much at least. Michael deletes the message. She's 8 weeks pregnant. Emma's birthday was 12 weeks ago. The math is cruel and simple. More ice cream? He asks Emma. Really? Really. Because tomorrow the lawyers take over. Tomorrow the paperwork begins. Tomorrow Emma starts therapy to process what she's witnessed. But tonight, his daughter gets extra ice cream and stays up late and falls asleep on the couch watching her favorite movie while 3 adults stand guard against a world that's proven itself capable of casual cruelty. Tomorrow, everything changes. But tonight, in this broken home held together by loyalty instead of law, by choice instead of chance, they'll pretend the worst is over, even though Michael knows it's just beginning. Michael, she opened a separate bank account. The words echo as Act 2 ends, the evidence mounted like a fortress, the betrayal documented in crayon and audio and pixels, waiting for justice that may never equal the crime. The mediation room smells like industrial carpet cleaner and broken promises. Sarah sits across the polished table, her pregnancy just starting to show at 12 weeks, a small curve under her conservative blue dress that Michael remembers buying her for their anniversary 2 years ago. Her lawyer, a sharp-faced woman named Diane Hartley, has the kind of smile that bills by the hour. My client is willing to consider joint custody, Diane begins, sliding a document across the table. Alternating weeks, shared holidays, standard arrangement. Patricia Chen doesn't even glance at the paper. Your client had another man sleeping in the marital bed while the minor child was present. We have documentation of at least 3 overnight visits. Alleged visits. Recorded visits. Time-stamped by the Ring doorbell Mr. Harrison purchased. Would you like to see the compilation video? It's quite comprehensive. Michael watches Sarah's hands. She's twisting her wedding ring, still wearing it, like punctuation on a sentence that's already ended. Her mother sits behind her in the observer chairs, the same woman who'd helped plan their wedding, who'd held Emma as a newborn, who'd known about the affair and chosen silence. Additionally, Patricia continues, we have 73 minutes of audio recordings from Derek Walsh's vehicle provided by his wife, in which your client discusses her pregnancy and confirms the biological father is not Mr. Harrison. Sarah flinches. Those recordings were obtained illegally by Mr. Walsh's legal wife in a vehicle registered in her name, completely admissible. Patricia opens her laptop. Shall I play the excerpt where your client states, and I quote, "We haven't been intimate since April, so if I'm pregnant, it's yours." The mediator, a tired-looking man named Jeffrey Burns, raises a hand. Perhaps we should discuss the financial arrangements. My client emptied $9,000 from their joint tax refund into a personal account opened without Mr. Harrison's knowledge. Patricia slides bank statements across the table. She also charged $15,000 in hotels, gifts, and cash withdrawals over 3 months, all community property funds. Your Honor, we're requesting supervised visitation only. This isn't a courtroom, Ms. Chen, the mediator says wearily, and that seems extreme. Ms. Harrison told a 5-year-old child to keep secrets about an adult relationship. That's parental alienation at best, psychological manipulation at worst. Michael's phone vibrates, a text from his mother. Emma's therapy session going well. She's drawing again. He thinks about Emma with Dr. Martinez, the child psychologist Patricia recommended. Their first session, Emma had drawn their house, but put bars on all the windows. So, no one else can come in, she'd explained. My client loves her daughter, Diane says, but even she sounds unconvinced. Love requires protection, Patricia responds, not exposure to adult situations. We have 17 drawings by Emma, dated over 3 months, showing progressive awareness of the affair. In one, she drew herself outside the house while her mother and Mr. Walsh are inside. The psychological impact is documented. Sarah suddenly stands. I made a mistake, okay? I fell in love. You made choices, Michael says, his first words in the 2-hour session. Every day for 3 months, you chose him over us, over Emma. I chose happiness. You chose selfishness. And now you're choosing to bring his child into this mess. He looks at her stomach, the evidence growing daily. Emma doesn't need to watch you build a new family with the man who destroyed ours. Michael, Sarah's voice cracks. Please, she's my daughter. She was your daughter when you told her to keep secrets. She was your daughter when you had your boyfriend in our bed while she slept down the hall. She was your daughter when you prioritized your affair over her emotional security. Sarah starts crying, not the pretty tears she'd perfected during romantic movies, but ugly, wrenching sobs that make her mother stand, retch for her. Don't, Sarah tells her mother. You don't get to comfort me. You knew, and you let me destroy everything. I thought you'd come to your senses, her mother says weakly. I thought it was just a phase. A phase? Michael laughs, but there's no humor in it. Like Emma watching her mother betray her father is just a phase she'll grow out of? The mediator clears his throat. Perhaps we should take a break. We're done here, Patricia says, closing her laptop. We'll see you in court. Full custody to Mr. Harrison, supervised visitation for Ms. Harrison, child support, despite the custody arrangement, given Mr. Harrison will be raising the child alone. That's ridiculous. That's Texas family law when adultery impacts a minor child. Patricia stands. Your client made her choices. Now she lives with consequences. Outside the mediation center, Michael loosens his tie, breathes Austin air that tastes like freedom and exhaust fumes. Patricia walks beside him to the parking garage. She'll fight, Patricia says. Diane Hartley doesn't like to lose. Neither do you. Patricia almost smiles. No, I don't, especially when children are involved. Speaking of which, Dr. Martinez sent her preliminary report. She hands him a folder. Michael reads while leaning against his car. Emma Harrison, age 5, demonstrates clear signs of anxiety related to parental conflict. Hypervigilance regarding adult relationships. Drawings indicate role confusion, attempting to document police mother's behavior. Child expressed relief when told she would primarily reside with father. Quote, I want to live with daddy forever. He doesn't make me keep secrets. Michael closes the folder. Will she have to testify? Not in person. We'll use the video deposition Dr. Martinez recorded with a child advocate present. Emma was very clear about her preferences. She's 5. She shouldn't have preferences. She should have stability. Now she will. 3 days later, Michael stands in family court as Judge Harrison, no relation despite the shared surname, reviews the evidence. The courtroom is smaller than he'd imagined, more office than arena. Sarah sits with her lawyer, her pregnancy more visible each day, a reminder that time moves forward even when you want it to stop. I've reviewed the documentation, Judge Harrison says. She's in her 60s, gray-haired, with eyes that have seen every possible permutation of human failure. The Ring doorbell footage, the audio recordings, the child's drawings, and Dr. Martinez's assessment. She looks at Sarah. Ms. Harrison, do you dispute the evidence of your extramarital relationship? No, Your Honor. Do you dispute that this relationship occurred in the marital home while your minor child was present? No. Do you dispute that you instructed your 5-year-old daughter to keep this relationship secret from her father? Sarah's lawyer starts to object, but Sarah cuts her off. No, I don't dispute it. Judge Harrison nods, reviews more papers. Mr. Walsh has been served with a restraining order by his wife. He is not to come within 500 feet of her or their son. Given this, and given that you're carrying his child, how do you propose to manage co-parenting? We haven't discussed. You haven't discussed how you'll raise a child with a man who has a restraining order against him? Silence. Judge Harrison turns to Michael. Mr. Harrison, what are you seeking? Michael stands. Patricia had coached him on this, but the words still feel surreal. Primary custody of Emma, supervised visitation for her mother until therapy indicates it's safe for unsupervised. No overnight visits, no introduction to Ms. Harrison's new partner or child without therapeutic preparation. That's completely unreasonable, Sarah's lawyer objects. My client has no history of abuse. Your client has a documented history of exposing a minor to inappropriate adult situations and coaching that child to deceive a parent. Judge Harrison's voice could freeze fire. That is emotional abuse, counselor. She reviews more documents, the only sound the shuffle of paper and the court reporter's keys. Mr. Harrison, the judge finally says, the court awards sole custody to the father. The words hit like physical impact. Michael hears Sarah gasp, sees her mother cover her mouth. Ms. Harrison will have supervised visitation every other Saturday, 4 hours, at a court-approved facility. After 6 months of consistent attendance and therapeutic progress, we'll review for unsupervised day visits. Overnight visits will not be considered for 1 year minimum. Your Honor, Diane Hartley stands. I'm not finished. Ms. Harrison will pay child support of $2,100 monthly, despite the custody arrangement. The marital home will be sold, proceeds split after Ms. Harrison reimburses the community property account for the $24,000 in unauthorized expenditures. The $9,000 withdrawn from the tax refund will be returned immediately. Sarah is crying silently now, the tears falling onto her pregnancy bump. Furthermore, Ms. Harrison's parents are barred from unsupervised contact with the minor child, given their knowledge of and failure to report the harmful situation. Michael feels no victory, just relief, like a broken bone finally set. Mr. Harrison, Judge Harrison looks at him directly. Your daughter is lucky to have you. Don't let your pain become hers. Yes, Your Honor. Case closed. The gavel sounds like an ending. Outside the courthouse, Sarah catches up to them at the elevator. Michael, please, just let me say goodbye to her. A real goodbye. Patricia steps between them, but Michael waves her back. You can see her Saturday, at the supervision center, 4 hours. She won't understand. She understands more than you think. She understood enough to document your affair in crayon. He presses the elevator button. She understood that Mr. Derek's sleepovers were something she wasn't supposed to tell me. I never meant... You meant it every time you chose him, every kiss Emma saw, every night he slept in our bed, every secret you made her keep. You meant all of it. The elevator arrives. As the doors close, Sarah calls out, I loved you. No, Michael says quietly as the doors slide shut. You loved the idea of me, just like you love the idea of motherhood. But ideas aren't enough to raise a child. That afternoon, Michael walks through their house, former house, as the sale closed yesterday, boxing the last items. Emma's with his mother, doesn't need to see this final dismantling. Each room holds ghosts. The kitchen where Emma ate ice cream after the revelation. The living room where they'd opened Christmas presents. The bedroom he can't enter without seeing Derek's phantom presence. His phone rings. Jennifer Walsh. Michael? I wanted you to know Derek moved out. Left the state, actually. Colorado. Some ski resort job. He's not coming back. What about Sarah's pregnancy? He signed away rights before he left. Diane Hartley drew up the papers. He wanted nothing to do with any of it. Michael sits on the stairs where Emma used to watch her mother's betrayal. So, she's alone. Completely. My son Brian feels bad for her. Can you believe that? Says it's tragic. Jennifer pauses. Maybe it is. She lost everything for someone who was just playing a game. After they hang up, Michael continues packing. In the bedroom closet, he finds Sarah's wedding dress, preserved in plastic like evidence of a crime. He leaves it for her to collect. The moving truck arrives at 4. Efficient strangers wrap their life in bubble wrap and cardboard, erasing 5 years and 3 hours. The Ring doorbell watches it all, still recording, still documenting endings. Mrs. Rodriguez, Emma's kindergarten teacher, stops by with a card from the class. We wanted Emma to know she's loved, she says. Change is hard for little ones. She's handling it better than I am. Children are resilient when they have at least one stable parent. And Mr. Harrison, every parent in that classroom knows what happened. We support you, both of you. Small comfort, but comfort nonetheless. That evening, in their new apartment, smaller but cleaner, no ghosts in the corners, Emma helps him hang pictures. Not the family photos, those are boxed indefinitely, but her drawings, her art, her view of the world in crayon and marker. Daddy, she says, standing back to admire her gallery wall. Grandma says we're getting stronger. Do you feel stronger? Emma considers this with 5-year-old seriousness. I feel different, like when I lost my first tooth. Something was gone, but something new came in. That's a good way to put it. Will Mommy's new baby be my sister? Michael's been dreading this question since Dr. Martinez warned it would come. Half-sister or brother. We don't know yet. Will they live with us? No, baby. They'll live with your mom. Good. Emma turns back to her drawings. I don't want to share you. 6 months pass in a blur of lawyers, therapy appointments, supervised visits that Sarah misses half the time, and Emma slowly learning to trust that some adults keep promises. The new apartment becomes home. Emma's drawings evolve from dark windows and separated figures to bright suns and connected families. Usually her, Michael and his mother, sometimes Jake and his family, the chosen tribe that's formed around them. Sarah gives birth in December, a boy. She names him Ryan and doesn't put Derek's name on the birth certificate. Michael learns this from the court paperwork when she petitions for unsupervised visits. "Daddy, Mommy had her baby," Emma says after a supervised visit, the first where baby Ryan appeared. "He cries a lot." "Babies do that." "Did I cry a lot?" "No, you were pretty happy. Still are. That's because I have you." She says it simply, like stating the weather. The petition for unsupervised visits is denied. Sarah hasn't completed therapy, hasn't shown consistency. The judge notes she's missed 12 of 26 scheduled visits. "Mr. Michael, Emma's mom is at pickup." It's a Thursday in March, exactly 1 year since Emma's 6th birthday party where it all began. Michael's volunteering at the school library when the secretary finds him. Sarah's not supposed to be here. The restraining order is specific about school grounds. He finds her in the parking lot, baby Ryan in a car seat, looking exhausted and desperate. "I'm not staying," she says quickly. I wanted to give Emma this, for her birthday tomorrow." She holds out a wrapped present and a card. "You can give it to her Saturday at the supervision center." "I can't make Saturday. Ryan has a doctor's appointment." "Then reschedule." "I'm moving, Michael." The words tumble out. "To California. My sister has a job for me, and childcare, and I can't do this alone. Derek's gone, my parents barely speak to me, and I can't afford Austin anymore." Michael looks at Ryan, Derek's features already visible in the infant's face. An innocent casualty of adult failures. "When?" "Monday." "What about your visits with Emma?" Sarah's composure finally cracks. "I can't be the every other Saturday mom who disappoints her. She deserves better. You're better. You've always been better." "You're giving up your parental rights?" "I'm giving her the chance to heal without me constantly reopening the wound." She wipes her eyes. "My lawyer will send the paperwork, full termination. You can tell her I died or moved to Mars or whatever helps her sleep." "Sarah? I chose wrong, Michael. Every single time, I chose wrong. Let me choose right just once." She gets back in her car, Ryan crying in the back seat. "Tell her I loved her enough to leave." But Michael doesn't tell Emma that. With Dr. Martinez's help, they explain that Mommy needs to go away to get better, that sometimes adults make choices that take them far from the people they love. Emma accepts it with the pragmatic wisdom of a child who's learned that adults are fallible. "Will she come back?" Emma asks. "I don't know, sweetheart." "That's okay. We have our family right here." The termination papers arrive a week later. Sarah signs away her rights cleanly. No fight, no conditions. The only thing she requests is that Michael send photos once a year to an email address. He agrees to consider it. Emma's 7th birthday party is small but joyful. Michael's mother, Jake's family, some school friends, Mrs. Rodriguez, even Patricia Chen stops by with a gift. They gather in the backyard of their new house, smaller than the old one, but theirs alone. No ghosts, no Ring doorbell, just a simple brass knocker and a doormat Emma picked out that says home. As the party winds down, Emma pulls Michael aside. "Daddy, I made you something." She hands him a card, handmade with construction paper and too much glitter. Inside, in her improving handwriting, "Best dad, only dad, forever dad." Below that, she's drawn their family, not as it was, but as it is. Michael, Emma, her grandmother, their chosen family, spread around them like a constellation of connection. "It's perfect, baby. Ms. Martinez says I should journal my feelings, but I like drawing them better." "That's okay, too." "I drew one more thing." She runs inside, returns with a wooden sign she'd made in art class, burned carefully into the wood in her 7-year-old printing. "We don't leave." Grandma helped me with the words. She says it's our family motto now. Michael thinks of Sarah's wedding vows. "I'll never leave," and how promises are just words until they're tested. But this isn't a promise, it's a declaration, a choice made daily, a truth earned through staying when leaving would be easier. Where should we hang it, he asks. By the front door, so everyone knows. They hang it together that evening, Emma on his shoulders to reach, his mother holding the level, Jake taking photos for the memory book they're making. New memories to overlay the old. As the sun sets on Emma's 7th birthday, marking a year since everything changed, Michael deletes the Ring app from his phone. The doorbell at the old house will keep recording, capturing new families, new betrayals, new reconciliations. But not theirs. Their story doesn't need surveillance anymore. It needs trust, rebuilt daily in small moments. Emma's drawings on the fridge, Sunday pancakes, bedtime stories, the simple presence that says, I choose you without words. Daddy? Emma says at bedtime, tucked under her new constellation sheets. I'm glad Mommy left. Why's that, baby? Because now I know you'll never leave. You stayed when it was hard. That means you'll stay forever, right? Right. Good. Because we don't leave the people who choose us. Michael kisses her forehead, turns off the light, stands in the doorway for a moment, watching her settle into sleep. The house is quiet, peaceful, free of secrets and surveillance. In the kitchen, his mother is making tea, humming softly. Outside, Jake's texting about next week's poker game, life moving forward. The Ring doorbell that captured betrayal is gone now. In its place, a simple brass knocker and a handwritten sign in Emma's careful printing, we don't leave. Because family isn't proven by DNA or documents. It's proven by who shows up, who stays, who chooses you when leaving would be easier. And in this house, they choose each other, every single day. The baptism candle, rescued from the old house, sits on the mantel. Michael lights it sometimes, not for what was lost, but for what was found in the losing. The light flickers across Emma's drawings, across their new life, across the truth that some families are born from breaking. Some bonds are stronger for being chosen. And sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's just living well, surrounded by people who stay.